Hello, welcome to the Rodeo Management System demo. This is Chapter 11, where we will be talking about reports. Now, these reports, which you'll find here under Reports on the main menu, are different than the rodeo reports. Rodeo reports tend to be those tools that you use during a rodeo, while most of these reports, while they can be used during a rodeo, most of these reports are more general in nature. So we'll start by just working our way down the list. Now, most of these reports are pretty self-explanatory, but a few of them are a little bit more complex. So we'll dive into those more complex reports as we get to them. So the list of rodeo entrants is pretty obvious and pretty simple. We'll pretty straightforward here. It is simply a list of who has entered the rodeo, obviously showing their name, their member number, and providing some other information, whether they've signed a waiver, their group ID number, the event that they're in, if this is a team event, what their partner role is, and what performance preferences they have selected, and if they have selected any out options. So pretty straightforward report. You can also export this to a CSV file if that is what you need. So quick look at the next report here. Card data is simply a way to export a list of your members, name and member number, which you can export to a CSV file if you want to use that for generating member cards or that type of thing. The rodeo participant list is a bit similar to the list of rodeo entrants, but this one is intended to be used by, say, somebody at the gate to the rodeo who is checking off members as they arrive. And if if the rodeo gate allows, say, a number of guests per person, then they can fill in that guest name here as well. So let's go now to have a look at the rodeo fees report. Now, as you can see here, this report requires that the draw must be available to view this report. So let's go to Demo 1, which we know we have a draw available. And this report shows us, for each event, it will show us a breakdown of run order, the entrant name, the entry fee paid, and the admin fees that we have set, which, remember, these were set under manage admin fees, or under settings, manage admin fees. And so these will be the same fees that are set. So any event-specific fees that we have set, as we have, we'll just take a quick look at that, where we have the arena fee, the finals fee, and then we'll go back to this report and select the event fee, the arena fee, the finals fee. And so these are anything that are event-specific fees. If it is a rodeo-specific event-specific fee, it will show up here. We see the totals for this event for all entrants and the total of those fees. And as we scroll down this report through each event, then we get to a total here for all events and all those event-specific fees. And here we have any per entrant fees. And if there were any online convenience fees charged, then we would see that here as well. So a breakdown of detail of fees for the rodeo fees report. Now we can also see rodeo fees by entrant, which will organize some of that same information slightly differently. So we will see the name of the entrant. We will see all the events that person has entered, and we will see what performance they were drawn into, which preferences they had selected, their total of entry fees across all of those events, the total of event-specific fees across those events, the total, again, per entrant of per event fees, any per entrant fees, so those that are charged only once, any rodeo-specific fees, in this case we have 0, any convenience fees if they've paid online, and a total of the fees that that member should have paid. And of course we have at the bottom of the table some totals and a grand total of all of these amounts. Next we will look at the member rodeo counts. So this is simply number of rodeos that the member has officially competed in. So this will show, obviously, we have one rodeo marked as official here, so some members have not completed a rodeo yet, and so those that have will see a count of one here, obviously. So again, the rodeo must be marked official for it to be included in this count. The payout report is typically used to see the breakdown that should be expected if at least, as we say here, the minimum number of qualifying runs are completed in each event and pay out to all available placings. So what this report shows is for each event, what the entry fee, individual entrant entry fee is, how many entries there were, so the resulting total fee, any purse money or added money, then what the total gross purse would be if there's an admin fee, and then what that net purse should be, which should equal to the total payout. And event by event, it will repeat this information as well as show the total payout that should be expected for the end of the rodeo. Again, event by event. Let's have a look now at the priority report. So this report is pretty straightforward. It is based on entry groups, shows the members within that entry group and the events they have entered, which performance preferences they have made, which performance they end up getting assigned to, and the priority. And as you can see, priorities run from highest, as we say here, top priority of 10 to lowest of 0. And this report is sorted by that priority order. And how the priorities are determined is entirely up to the Rodeo Association. So this is just a way of having a look at how those priorities may have impacted the placement in the draw performances. Let's now go have a look at the next report on the list, the Vet Med Out report. And here we are showing Rodeo Demo 1. And what this report shows is the fees that would be up for being refunded if somebody does a Vet Med Out for any particular event. It will show name and events and amounts and obviously totals by event and by total for the rodeo, and show that this number should represent how much of the fees collected are likely needing to be refunded back for Vet Med Out reasons. Next report we will look at is something called the earnings report. This report was built initially for associations that may need to file a tax report with the IRS in the USA or with the CRA in Canada. And what it shows is all monies won at rodeos that were hosted, organized, ran by this association, and monies at rodeos that were led by other rodeo associations are not included. So if your association co-sanctions another association's rodeo, those winnings would not be included in there. This, of course, could be used in any situation where an earnings report member by member is needed, and it shows which rodeos, which events, and the amount of money won for all event winners are all placers in events. And that is it for running through our list of reports. Next up will be Chapter 12, where we will be going through the system settings. We will see you at Chapter 12.